What 3 self-help books would you recommend as like starting point?
I would say number 1, The Secret, because it's one of the first self-help books I read, and it just transformed my mindset. It taught me those abundance mindset qualities. It got me into manifestation. It like flipped a switch in my brain. And yes, there's been a lot of research I've done since on manifestation, but that was like the blueprint for me. And I think everyone needs to read it. It's so simple and easy to read as well.
There's also some good films on like Netflix that are like like the making of, and so like if you're not a book person, I think there's those.
They have a little documentary.
There's a documentary version, and there's also a film version of it. Like you should watch it if you haven't seen it. You should watch it. It's quite good.
And then I would say The Daily Stoic, which I only read a few months ago.
Okay, I've not read that.
So easy to read. It doesn't even take up a full page. So you're supposed to read 1 page a day. Okay. I read it in 1 sitting because I was impatient. But it has a date and you're just supposed to read it 1 day of the year. So it's really good to start.
Because it's like daily, right? Yeah.
In 2024, read 1 page a day. And each page is like 1 paragraph. And it will take a quote, Stoicism quote, and then the author kind of explains it in plain English for you. And it's really good to kind of get your mindset on the right track. So they'll talk about things like your relationship with yourself, your relationship with others, expectations, disappointments, some stuff about self-love. And because it's such an easy read, I think it's a really good kind of entry book to self-growth. But it's something that I pick up and reread all the time because I think there's so much wisdom in there. And then lastly is this book called The Courage to be Disliked. Really cool. I've never heard anyone talk about it before, but I was just in the bookstore and I saw it. So I picked it up. And it's funny because when I was checking out, the cashier actually told me, she's like, this is a good book. And I was like, really? Because I've never heard of it before. Yeah. And it's definitely one of my favorites. I love the way it's written. It's actually, the entire book is a conversation between a philosopher and a student. So as you read, it's just philosopher : what he says, then student. And it's just that.
Oh, wow.
Just that, and like no big chunks of text. And the student is asking common questions that all of us have, like, but what if they dislike me? But what if I try this and it's really hard? And the philosopher has these amazing answers that you would have never thought of on different ways to shift your perspective and your mindset to then elevate your life.
Okay, well, I'm going to go out here and buy The Daily Stoic and The Courage to be Disliked after this podcast. Amazing tips there.